Apple pie is all about.
I certainly hope you've enjoyed our discussion today on the daddy level. I pray
Welcome to the Orange Peel Podcast, where we peel the covers off juicy hidden truths. In this podcast, we will discuss one of the most devastating health diagnoses anyone can receive: cancer.
So I'm looking for a certain kind of exercise to support the deficiencies in my body or the things that are not performing as they should. So I've learned, different exercises, but my least expensive go-to is walking.
Yes.
Just walk.
Walking is, honestly, I think that is the golden exercise, is walking.
I'm just like, I tell my doctors, I say, look, I do about 22 miles a week. I do Zumba twice a week, and I build those 20 or 22 miles in my daily activity.
Mm-hmm.
When I get Zumba, I might have a 6 mile day.
Yeah.
Okay, so we boost it up, but if I don't get that, I'm doing it every day. And I'm like, I'm doing all of that, but I'm taking all this medicine. And, I'm trying to kill this medicine. Because it's expensive, but we don't talk.
Yeah, well, let's not even go there. If you want to go broke fast, have health problems.
Yes.
Exactly.
I advise my kids, I said, if you want to protect your wealth, stay well.
Yes.
Because the healthcare system has bankrupted millions of families. Everything from the cost of pharmaceuticals to the cost of care is extremely expensive.
Yes. And that, the saying, health is wealth,
Yes.
that's the summation of what you just said.
Exactly.
And I tell you, it's not enough. But when I learned priceless, what's really priceless was my health.
yes. Yeah.
And whatever I could do to support it was priceless. The gift of life was priceless.
Right.
So I'm like, all of that goes back to my godly beliefs. It's like, it's priceless. What God did for us.
It is, and it's not always about living to be 150. It's not about length of life so much as it is quality of life.
Yes, I want to be.
I want to. Yeah, I want to. I don't want to. My kids to have to do everything for me because I am so sick and unhealthy that I can't do anything. So I don't want to. I really don't want to live to be 100. Which sounds like a terrible thing to say. But I want whatever years God gives me, I want them to be healthy years.
Yes, you want good quality, and see, that's what I'm seeking. But I tell my goddaughters, I don't talk to my son about this because I don't think he's ready for it. But I tell him, I say, the biggest arguments in the household, and I'm the only one in the household, is with me and me. Okay, and I don't know who's winning, but I have part of me that wants this great lifestyle, as far as mobility. And then I got a reality over here that's haunting me, and I'm having to make adjustments. I said, but you don't want to get in that fight. I said, because I'm not sure who's winning, so you need to leave me alone. They were trying to have input on things at my house. I said, you need to manage you and let me manage me. But I'm fighting with myself about the high light bills and who left the last light on. It was me. I say, just think about it. I hear people around the church talking about the spouse. I say, think about it. I have those same arguments, but I'm the only one in the household. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And so, I learned to be more efficient. I have to tell me to go turn the lights out, do things, but I'm fighting for that to still be my argument. I don't want to can't raise the cup to my mouth. Somebody's got to put the, I don't want that.
I don't want to. And I have to say thank you too, because you've been very encouraging to Greta and me, not too many months ago, my son called to report that he'd been diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Okay.
And so hearing your story helped us to know more how to support him. And one of the things he has done, and he's tackled with a vengeance, is exactly what you're talking about. He's trying to make his body as healthy as possible,
Yes.
so it can fight.
Yes, and that's what you do.
Yeah.
That is it. And thank y'all for sharing that, because that's encouraging for me. That I'm helping you all, helping your family member. At the same time, I'm hoping I'm helping as many as I can, but that's really encouraging to me.
Well, I notice your earrings say hope.
Yes.
And maybe you can give us a little insight as to why you wear those.
I need hope. Some days like I said, I have the arguments with myself. I live by myself. I'm happy, but I have those arguments, and sometimes I just need to sit back and tell Sumatra to be calm and ask God. And some days I'm going up against different situations, and it's a little stressful for me. So I've learned to put on the ornaments, and I call it my armor. You know, they say you go into battle, you put on the whole armor of God. I'm like, for me, I just wear little trinkets. I used to wear more of the breast cancer things, the earrings, the watches, the t-shirts. But all of that gives you a silent strength that's not spoken, but it can be seen if you look at you, if other people look at you. There's another body language going on in any given presentation, conversation. And for me, I just have to know that I put God on somewhere. And, you know, I don't wear just a cross. I'm like, I need to shout. I need hope. I need help. I thank you, God. You know, so I just adorn myself as much as I can with different little trinkets. But I've been trying to find out where I got these earrings, because I wanted to share them with somebody and I can't find them. So, but I wear them because certain days I just need a little bit more to get me through the day. You know, every day presents its own challenges, and I'm like, okay, it's time to pull out these earrings. You know, I might put on my cross. I have a faith necklace, you know, but I just have different messages that I have to send to myself subliminally, visually, just different ways that I have to keep talking to me.
That's beautiful. But I would like to add to that. You're speaking to you. Mm-hmm. You're speaking to others too. Because the things we wear, whether it be our clothes or our jewelry, they tell people something about us.
Well, I'm
it's
trying
like
to
Greta noticed your earrings, right? And so you spoke to her while you're speaking to yourself.
Yes.
It's kind of like singing in church.
Yes.
We speak to one another through song.
Yes.
And but singing encourages us.
Yes.
So I like that idea of I encourage myself by what I wear.
Well, I tell God, I said, I need you to show up on the outside, not just inside today. Can you come with me? Because I'm putting all of this on, because I'm bringing you with me. I need to put you know how they have the force field or something. Yeah. I'm like, I need to put the shield
you
up.
Need a force field.
Something I'm like, I might be praying, and then sometimes I pray over the jewelry for the day that I'm facing. And I don't know why I do that, but it's like I just need to have an extra layer of God or something. I don't know. I just need some reinforcement, spiritual encouragement. But that brought me a thought that I did not share. All through my journey, I use songs and scriptures and sermons to get me through. because I was an active teacher, but I was an active learner, and I'm still trying to be an active learner in church, in Bible study or whatever I'm participating in. But I had a playlist because when I walked, depending on how my spirit was balancing out all the things in front of me, I had my favorite songs that spoke to me, that encouraged me. Before I go into surgeries, I didn't have my Walkman sometimes because I had some emergency surgeries. But I had my laptop, and I used to pack CDs with me. And I remember going into emergency surgery for the staph infection. And I asked the ladies, the nurses, before they took me down, could they give me my laptop and let me play one song? But I had a spiritual playlist, about 10 songs that I just liked. They spoke to me, they resonated within me for encouragement. And I didn't have a chance to talk to my husband or my son. Went to the hospital, went to the emergency room because I was hemorrhaging, and they took me into emergency surgery. So I didn't have a chance to talk to anybody or call anybody. And so I just decided that if you just give me my laptop, let me hear my song, and let me pray before y'all take me to the operating room. So they said, well, we'll be right back. They plugged up my laptop, gave me my CD, and they went on. And I said, can you put it on the under part of the gurney and just let it play until y'all give me the anesthesia? Yes, ma'am, we'll do that. I'm just like, God was just everywhere and everything to me, and I just needed that. But when I would walk in the park in the morning, that was my spiritual time. If I didn't have to actually talk to God, I just needed to be uplifted and encouraged for that day in front of me. So I have church songs on a cassette in my Walkman, and I got my headphones on, and that's how I got through the walk. I'm like, I'm done now already? Okay, because I haven't had a walk, spiritual refresher, just all of that. But those were the things that I did, and I still do. I'm in the mood, I'm wearing the jewelry, I'm listening to the songs, and now we got our phones. I got about 15 songs that I just like to hear the congregation sing, and I record as needed. I title them, and when I'm in that mode, I'm like, okay, it's time for that one. It's in my veins. I love that.
Well, Brother Patrick Rivers would be singing now when he listens to this podcast.
Well,
he does a great job with our
yes,
service.
I love that. I mean, but that's what I do.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, don't do it without me. I got a playlist that I've just built over time, but that's how I get through it. That's how I emotionally support me, is through my Christian walk.
The beauty of what we've talked about here together is how you express how you see God in many things.
Yes.
And you see God in all things.
Yes.
It's what we should try to do. I mean, you see Him in your jewelry, you see Him in your clothes,
yes.
You see Him in your walks through nature, you
yes.
see Him in your music.
Yes.
And unfortunately, some people have a narrow view of God, and they don't see Him everywhere He shows up. Yeah. And He speaks in different languages that we have to learn. He speaks in not just that still small voice that rises in our thoughts, but He also speaks through our circumstances.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes, we ask God to order our steps. Well, how do we think He does that? Mm-hmm. He does it with your circumstances. Yes. So He's speaking to you. He's saying yes because He sets your circumstances up to be yes. And so I appreciate you bringing that out, because I fear that many people have put God in a small box.
Yeah.
But God is everywhere.
Yes.
And He's in everything. And when we recognize that, we'll have a much richer relationship with Him.
Well, one of the things that came out of my cancer journey was the roles that He had already blessed me with, that I asked for, but that He had given me. And I'm like, if I could just stay in the roles that I've currently been assigned. If I don't do nothing else, just let me work these roles. Wife, mother, business owner, Christian. I just wanted to stay in those roles. But I've accepted some expansions. But, one of the biggest things to me is to know the role that he's given you already. He's assigned you something. And just try to do that. And that was what I could focus on. And I prayed when I first got my diagnosis, because all the people around me had experienced cancer as a negative, as a death sentence. And I asked God to, wherever I was, in every role that he had me in, that if I could display myself without them knowing I had cancer, just to see cancer in a different light when I did figure it was time to reveal. And he answered that in so many different ways, because my church members didn't know, my Sunday school co-teachers didn't know, my minister didn't know for a while, my family did not know, my business partners and employers and contractors did not know. So I did everything I could to be present despite a diagnosis, just so that I could present a person that had cancer that just didn't necessarily have a death sentence or a prognosis that was awarded by somebody else on the outside because they heard the word cancer. I asked God to just let me be, if he would, a living example, that it don't have to always look, you don't have to wear it on the outside. And he answered that. And I operated in a lot of different arenas silently.
Yeah, that's one of the encouraging things about your story is you didn't sit around moping and saying, woe is me. Let's take a short break and then come back and talk about one of the things you do. I think is very special and create these notebooks.
Okay.
For people, and Greta had the experience of watching you present one. And so let's come back and talk about that. So take a few minute break and come back and finish up.
Okay.
All right.
This ends the third of 4 segments of the Big C. Sumatra Harvey telling her story of her battle with and victory over breast cancer in the midst of life's storms. At Pearland West Church of Christ, our theme is Let the Redeemed Tell Their Story. And that is what the Big C is about. Sumatra telling her story to bless all our Orange Peel podcast audience. Be sure to watch the final segment. We end each segment with a poem written by a cancer patient. The poem selected for this segment is a creative piece where the author is cheering on her white blood cells to wage war against her cancer.
Ode to the White Blood Cell. Written by Daisy and Jessica Mash while recovering from a stem cell transplant. Welcome. Greetings, little cell. What a wondrous sight you be. But please go forth and multiply. For more, we need to see. You have a busy time ahead to fight the nasty stuff. So just you go and find some mates, 'cause one ain't quite enough. Don your armor, raise your sword, and into battle ride. Show not faint heart nor weak intent, 'cause we're all on your side. And then victorious may you rise in a host who's fit and strong. Then send him out into the world. He's been abed for far too long. He just wants healthy bits and bobs, his arms, his legs, his hooter. So he can get right out of here and ride upon his scooter.